Okay, before we close, I just want to say a couple of things on my mind. Number one, Tuesday is election day. And although you all know me, I don't talk about politics much. I do love following politics. I'll be riveted Tuesday night. And folks, I just say this, whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, independent, go out and vote. There's been so many elections. We even had a presidential election that was so close. So the point is, every vote counts. Whether it's for state senate, assemblyman, Congress, senator, governor, every vote counts. And it's so vital. People died for the right to vote. So get out and vote on Tuesday. And just from a personal thing, there are a few races that I'm going to be riveted, that I think are going to be really telling. The governor's race in Florida has a lot of publicity. I think that's going to be one of the closely watched races. And then 3 Senate races I think are going to be very, very fascinating which way they turn. Ted Cruz is in for a big battle in Texas. I think that's going to be fascinating. And then also Missouri and Georgia also have projected very, very close races. Those are the ones I really love, the cliffhangers, the one that are, 49%, 49%, too close to call. Those are the ones. And then I'll do a little about sports. I really feel, even though I'm a diehard Boston fan, I do feel for the New York sports fans. Your football teams are now out of it. Horrible. The Giants are 1-7. The Jets, who lost today, they're out of it now at 3-6. Especially with 2 division losses to Miami. Yankees, who, they won 100 games this year, but Yankee fans are not too happy with the fact that the Red Sox knocked them out in the playoffs, and then they saw the Yankees go on to win the Red Sox go on to win the World Series. But there's one bright spot I got to talk about, and I think, especially because it takes place here in Long Island, I think it's a great story, and I think all sports fans, especially hockey fans in Long Island, should be very proud. I know it's early, but the New York Islanders, who a lot of experts, and I read this all for the last several months, wrote them off that they're going to be terrible this year because their best player, their franchise player, John Tavares, signed with Toronto. And they wrote him off, they're going to be terrible. Right now, the Islanders are in first place. Their new coach, Barry Trotz, is doing a phenomenal job. Lou Lamoriello, the general manager, has brought class and dignity to the team. They're on like a 5-game winning streak. They just beat Pittsburgh. They're playing phenomenal hockey. And it proves that, the players, I think, were sold short because, look, Tavares was a great player. And he did a lot of great things for the Islanders. But the fact of the matter is, hockey is more than one man, and the players have stepped up. I know it's early, but they're playing great. And being in first place, I don't care when it is a good thing. And the Islanders are showing that they're a lot more than one man. They're playing great, and let's hope it continues. And it's a great story. So I think, if you want to point to one positive story on the New York sports scene, you definitely got to say the New York Islanders are a very positive story so far early in the season. So, and we had a great show tonight. Mayor Minch talked about Titanic making its comeback after 110 years. Also, Mayor did a great job on Country Boy Bakery. Want you to go there and eat some chocolate cake. Rich Kaplan talked about a plane crash, unfortunate plane crash, but his report was spot on as usual. Great details. Brandon Ellis talked about the Regrets, a fabulous young band on the rise. Did a great job of that. And Brandon also did a great job with his science fiction segment, like he always does. And we look forward to the 2 great reports. And the big movie that just came out this weekend, Rocco Passafumi was all over Bohemian Rhapsody, and Freddie Mercury did a great job on that. So we really had a great show. And let me tell you a little about next week's show, because next week's show I'm really, really excited about, because we have several riveting guests that are going to be here right at Poncho's next week. So if you want to join us, come by at 7 o'clock next Sunday. We have Marvin Weiss. Marvin has inspired a lot of people here in the Long Beach area. He's been a Long Beach lifeguard for 46 years. Health and fitness guru. People come up to Marvin all over Long Beach. How do you keep yourself in great shape? But think about it. 46 years. A Long Beach lifeguard. Fascinating guy. Keeps himself in great shape. Great person. And we're looking forward to having. And then Marvin has a great story to tell about. He just located a sister he found out was adopted. So he's going to tell that story. And then we have a story I'm very proud about because it actually evolved from a Halftime Howie show about a year ago. We had a singer on about a year ago. She's been on our show several times. She also just as recently won the Miss New York Senior America. But she was on a show about a year ago. Her name is Maureen Griffin. And on that show was a blind gentleman. His name was Michael Calber. And during a break, I introduced Maureen to Michael. And I just kind of made a flippant comment. And I said, you know, Maureen, you're also a songwriter. Why don't you write a song about, you know, Michael and his journey, being a blind gentleman and you know, all the great things he's accomplished in life. Well, lo and behold, the two of them got together and Maureen wrote a song about Michael. Well, next week, Maureen is going to perform that song, and Michael Calber will be here on the show as well. So I just think it's really cool that Maureen and Michael were on our show a year ago, and next week, Maureen's going to perform the song that she wrote collaborating with Michael Calber. So that's going to be great. So Marvin Weiss, Michael Calber, and Maureen Griffin are all going to be joining us with our great staff that includes Mayor Minch, Richard Kaplan, Mayor Minch, and Brandon Ellis. I said Rocco Pasafumi. I missed Rocco? I got missed Rocco. And maybe next week, Brandon can talk about a very fascinating thing that Mayor can't talk about, Richard can't talk about, Rocco can't talk about, and most people, 99.9% of the people in the world can't talk about. Now, why can't Rocco and Mayor and Richard talk about it? Why? Because they're not a triplet. So they don't know what it's like to be a triplet. But lo and behold, Brandon knows what it's like to be a triplet. So maybe next week, maybe the week after, he's going to tell a very riveting triplet story. Because I think it's really cool that we now have someone on our show that is a triplet. He's got a twin brother, twin sister, and they're triplets. So that's really cool. So we're going to have an amazing show next Sunday. So if you want to come down and join us, we have a great staff, plus Maureen Griffin, Michael Calber, and Marvin Weiss. So next week is going to be an amazing show. Music, great stories, and great segments. So come join us next Sunday right here at Poncho's, and keep liking the Halftime Howie show on Facebook. And with that, I wrap with this. My name is Halftime. I want to thank you for your time. Please join us next Sunday on the show at Halftime. But at this time, we are out of time. See you next Sunday.